Ellie is a teacher. She lives in Suffolk in Lowestoft, and she is also, her passion really is to be Jack Malik, her best friend's manager slash roadie slash driver slash everything. She basically um, organizes and books his life as a musician. She's totally dedicated to him. So she's pretty busy all the time, and Jack is her best friend as of like for their whole lives, and she is very much in love with him. I think what Danny Boyle's been so brilliant is capturing is that feeling of the early Beatles, of that kind of them running around and the joke and the humor and the kind of that spark that they had, which the whole world just fell in love with. That Beatle fever, it was. It's so wonderful for us. And there's me, Alex, and Himesh. Alex, who plays Gavin, our kind of producer in the studio. When we're getting to like listen to the songs and record the songs and do the hand clap and have the tambourine and like feel like we were the Beatles creating this music, it was just like one of the best days filming I've ever had. It was so much fun. I've just been like watching Himesh in awe, really, because there's something about him that is so. I mean, I remember when I met Danny Boyle and we were doing the scenes, and I said, "Well, who's going to be Jack Malik?" And he was like, "I can't say yet," but his eyes kind of lit up, and he was like, "I've found someone, and he is just brilliant." And I could see, and he couldn't say who, and I was like, "Oh my," and then working with him, with Himesh in rehearsals and stuff, and seeing it was like he is Jack. He has this kind of, he sort of like lets the music come out through him in such a pure, honest way, and his voice is so incredible, and it really does sound like that early Beatles sound. Like you could hear his voice would harmonize in into the Beatles perfectly. It's an amazing problem. You do think like, what would you do if you had that knowledge? You would want to give it out to the world. You would want, otherwise there would be no Beatles. And imagine trying to remember the songs. That's what I think will connect to an audience everywhere worldwide, because you can go, you kind of buy into that idea of, oh, if you were the only person, you were trying to remember all those songs. And it's just like such a brilliant concept. To be in a film he's written, to be around him every single day, and to become, friends with this person who I just think is such a genius in his writing, and how he weaves stories together and creates characters and makes the audience root and for the people in the film and long for to be in the film, and to just and captures what's like true and good and hopeful about life.